Michael and DJ and YCD and I have been on this journey together for a while, and we're so proud to deliver what is not only one of the most beautiful buildings on San Francisco's waterfront, but a building that also is providing homeownership opportunities affordable to middle-income, first-time home buyers, which is a rare thing in our city. So we feel lucky to have been part of this and to be able to help folks afford to live here. We are thrilled for the 148 lucky households who will live here and get to enjoy this amazing view, the bridge view. There's even some views to Twin Peaks Way, and to live in this neighborhood that has really come into its own over the last few years, and that just gets better every day. Anybody who knows about Arsico knows that it just opened over there in Verde, the green building. And so residents here are a few hundred yards away from some of the best croissants on the West Coast. Another really important aspect of this project is that we have 4 certificate of preference holders who were able to purchase homes here. Most of you know, but if you don't know, certificate of preference holders are folks who were either directly displaced by actions of redevelopment in the 60s and 70s primarily, or their descendants. And so those folks were primarily African American, Japanese, and Filipino. So we are thrilled that we were able to get any and all in this building. We wish it was 3 times as many, but we're really happy for the 4 households who were able to live here. And there are 2 here today, one of whom is going to speak. We want to thank Bayview Senior Services and OCII for helping with outreach to the COP holders, because we really just couldn't have done it without their assistance. So a little background on how we got here and where we are today. And then after that, I'm going to hand over the land dedication, and Linda's going to have to tell me who's going to do that. And after which Michael is going to take over MC duties and introduce the rest of our guests. So Michael and I started out on this journey in 2019, and then we roped YCD into it. We teamed up to respond to an RFP that OCII issued for the development of this site for this purpose, for ownership, affordable ownership housing. And we've been working ever since with the small army of people that it takes to bring a building like this to fruition, and all of whom deserve recognition and appreciation. And so I just want to say to, if you're here, if you're not here, thank you to everybody who had anything to do with this, because it truly takes a small army of folks to make a building like this happen. So we conducted a lottery in 2024 that yielded about 450 households who were interested in pursuing this. So far, as of today, we have closed 62 units. We have 47 more under contract, and about 39 that we're still working with trying to sell. Some of which will go to folks from the lottery, and others which will become first come, first serve to the community at large. So those units are going to be the higher income units. We had 80% AMI to 110% AMI. All the 80% AMI units are gone, so we have 90s, 10s, 100s, and 110s. And they're going to be primarily 1 bedrooms and some 2s. So we're kicking off that effort shortly to start marketing whatever units are not sold to folks through the lottery. So tell everybody you know, anybody who you think might income qualify, tell them to go to 400chinabasin.com online, which will provide all the income qualifying information and everything people know about how to move through the process. So there are a lot of people to thank. I'm going to thank some. Michael's going to pick it up when he speaks. But I'm going to start with design and construction and thank Baines Nibby Construction, which is a joint venture partnership between Nibby Brothers Construction and Michael Baines Group. They're here somewhere. And McKinsey came all the way back from Colorado, where she moved to mid-project for this event today. So it's really awesome to see her here, and she was just an amazing assistant project manager with the other folks from Nibby and Baines. Methuen and YA Studio Architects are the architects for the project, and we will have a special thank you to our friend Malcolm Harris, who's not here today because he had to retire apparently last year. He's young, okay, so he had to retire last year, but he hung with us through construction, which was so kind, and he's such a great guy, and we miss him. We want to thank our construction manager, Andy Larson of Waypoint Consulting. He's not here, I don't think, right now, but he is just a great person who's the calm in the eye of every storm, and his services were just so valuable, and our permit consultant, Amy Lee of 3S Consultants. I also want to thank, lastly, Mission Bay Development Group, which is the master developer for Mission Bay, because they could have made our lives difficult, and they made our lives really pretty easy in allowing us access to all the pieces of land that we needed to build this building. So they were a great partner in this as well. So that's it for me. Michael's gonna have more thank yous, but thank you again for being here today at this amazing celebration.
Good morning, everyone. Afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Here we go, a land acknowledgement. The 400 China Basin Development Team respectfully acknowledges the Ramaytush Olonis, the original stewards of the San Francisco Peninsula. For generations, indigenous communities have lived on and moved through this region, and today people from many nations call it home. We honor their ancestors, descendants, and all members of their communities. I just want to offer a quick blessing. I woke up to this scripture: whatever house you enter, first say peace to this house. That's a Luke 10:5. And so when Jesus sent out his disciples into the world, when Jesus sent out the planners and the builders, the dreamers and the drafters, the neighbors with open hands, he told them, wherever you go, whatever door you cross, whatever family you meet, begin with a blessing, begin with peace, because of who lives inside, because every home deserves to be named as sacred ground.
Yes.
And this is why we say today, peace to this house at
Yes.
400 China Basin. Amen.
Thank you so much. I'm excited today. And good afternoon to you all. It's an exciting time here in San Francisco. This is a beloved community. I was born, raised here. Been here since the 40s, and just seen so many transitions. And today, this is a miracle, another blessing for this community. Dr. King said, in the middle of his I Have a Dream speech, he said this: with this faith, it takes faith to build what your skills can do, but you've got to have faith in those skills. And it takes faith for all of our residents to do all that paperwork. And it takes faith. It's not an easy task. So to that faith, Dr. King said this: with this faith, we will be able to hew out of the mountain of despair a stone of hope. This gives hope to so many generations to come, as well as those that are here now. The possibility is alive today in Mission Bay. 400 China Basin is more than an address. It is a statement that low and moderate income families have a place here in our city. Yes, even on this wonderful waterfront, as you look around, we have cut the ribbon to say, come home and welcome home. To the 148 households who will soon fill these homes with laughter and with dreams. You are not just moving in, but you're moving forward. I smiled when I heard that the 3-bedroom units sold out first. Families need the space, mostly to neighborhood residents, because that tells me we are building up the foundation of this city. San Francisco is built upon families. Building for the families who, even though they struggled, they stood strong, and they stayed. This project is a triumphant victory of partnership between OCII, the city, the developer, and its many partners. We're grateful for you all. It's a triumphant vision as well, where buying a home does not mean you have to sacrifice everything. However, it is a sacrifice. Where a veteran, a displaced tenant, a longtime neighbor, all can find a place at the table. And isn't that wonderful? Dr. King reminded us that faith is taking the first step, even when you don't see the whole staircase. Will today, well, we're not just stepping, we're soaring, and we're soaring like eagles. May these homes be filled with peace. May these hallways echo with joy. May these windows reflect the light of a new beginning. To the developers, the city leaders, the advocates, and the dreamers, I thank you. To the families moving in, we celebrate you. I am happy to say I have a niece who was able, a native of the city, and she is one of our tenants. And then one of my dear friend Barbara, her daughter Deborah, a tenant. And I'm excited for you all. We're here. So we celebrate you. And to San Francisco, I say, let this go on. I think the mayor said, what, something like 80-something thousand? More. We've got more to come. That is exciting. Spread the word. We're on the move. And as the Jefferson said, we're moving on up.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm thrilled to be here representing Goldman Sachs, and I could not be more proud to be partners on this project with Charmaine and Michael. And I also want to thank the state of California and the city of San Francisco, specifically OCII, for so generously supporting this project. Affordable homeownership projects are critical to middle-income families to provide high-quality homes, stability, and a vital wealth-building opportunity for them. But there's a reason that there aren't more of these projects. They are incredibly expensive. They require an enormous amount of public resources, in this case, over $80 million from OCII. It was OCII's historic financial commitment, along with the vision of Charmaine and Michael, that motivated Goldman Sachs to get involved in this project and to ultimately become the sole source of private financing, providing over $50 million of loan proceeds.
All right.
It is evident, I think, to all of us here today that Charmaine and Michael have delivered on that vision. What drew us to this project is that not only are these homes affordable, but they are well-designed, they are sustainable, and they will afford the residents the most beautiful views of the bay. The project also deepens our commitment to affordable homeownership, over the last 25 years, we've deployed over $100 million towards affordable homeownership as a key complement to the affordable rental housing that we've invested in over that same period. These public-private partnerships are truly the secret sauce to getting these sorts of projects built, and we really look forward to many more opportunities to partner with our partners on this deal. Thank you very much.
Everyone, it's so amazing to be here. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to represent the state and celebrate with all of you this gorgeous, gorgeous building. Really, congratulations to you and your team. This is such a perfect prime example of the commitment that we all have across the state to deliver more housing that is beautiful, accessible, and affordable to everyone who lives in California and wants to have a home. We've been laying a lot of groundwork for the past, decades, right? We're trying to work our way out of this crisis. And we're laying that groundwork through a lot of new housing laws, figuring out how to implement them, building programs to be more innovative and nimble and responsive, breaking down barriers to development at the local and the state level, making it easier to apply and find housing. And so there's a whole ecosystem of work that we're embarking on, but there's more to do. You heard the call to action from the mayor. The state has 2.5 million homes we need to build by 2030. 1 million of those are to be affordable if we're gonna keep pace with the need. And so this is a project that really shows us that we can meet that goal. This is a beautiful example of that. And I'm so honored to be here in San Francisco on this gorgeous day where you've really taken private and public dollars. We have a little infill infrastructure grant money in here from HCD to really weave together what's needed to deliver infrastructure and housing in a way that supports your whole community. And I will say San Francisco shows us the potential for what infill housing should do. You know, it's walkable, transit accessible, you know, you have amenities nearby, and you have access to opportunity to really stay and live and work here and build a life here. So congratulations to you, and also thank you for leading by example, for showing us that transformation of a neighborhood doesn't have to come at the cost of displacement. I love hearing about the certificate of preference holders moving in. What an amazing outcome. And we have, you know, other local policies in place to really ensure that folks are not having to move out, but they're moving in. So here to celebrate all of this good work, the builders, developers, your team, city partners, and community members for really making a really special place, a place that shows the vibrancy and diversity of the city. So thank you so much and congratulations.
All of my community out there, we did it! We did it! I will not belabor you. I wrote my words down so that I wouldn't leave anyone out, and after being here for a little while, I realized that I did leave a few names out. Please know that I love you. Dr. Coretta Scott King once said, "The greatness of a community is most accurately measured by the compassionate action of its members." Today is a marker for a very special period in my life. It marks the day that one of my dreams actually came true. Ever since I was a little girl growing up in this beautiful city of San Francisco, I have always dreamed of buying a home here. As a child, of course, I could never have predicted the influx of hurdles that would ultimately become my barriers. Barriers such as redevelopment and gentrification, a dot-com invasion, followed by the tech takeover, and just your basic inflation, and on and on and on. Over time, my dream, it would seem, was more like a nightmare. As a long-term resident in this city, I felt like a stranger. There seemed to be room for everyone else, but none for me, or other longtime citizens like me. Before this space became news, I was in the process of giving up my dream and was starting to settle into compromise. However, this mindset never really settled with me. You see, I was raised by the founders of the St. John Coltrane Church, a San Francisco institution with a 60-year history in Coltrane consciousness. My parents, Archbishop King and Most Reverend Mother Marina, who is here today, out here somewhere, raised us, thank you. They raised us to believe that if we needed something, God would provide it. And if we wanted something, ask God to help you go and get it. Having had the pleasure of meeting some of my fellow community members, I know that the process of home ownership as first-time buyers has been similar for us all. This has been a trying process, lasting anywhere from 1 to 2 years for some of us. But as fate would have it, and as I stand here before you today, I feel an overwhelming sense of gratitude. Owning this home is not just about bricks and walls, but about the people whose commitment, skill, and encouragement made it possible. First, I want to thank the developers, Michael Simmons and Charmaine Curtis, the Mayor's Office of Housing, the Office of Community Investment Builders, Baines Nibby Construction, and Mitham and YA Studio Architects, who worked with dedication and vision to create this space. Every detail reflects effort, craftsmanship, and care. You have not only created a building, but a home where memories will be made. Thank you. I am so deeply grateful to the staff and to the team members, Wendy, for walking me through this journey and helping me to choose my unit. I walked Wendy to death. And Wendy, you also reminded me that this was my space and I had the freedom to choose. To Carol and Nick for all of your assistance, to all of the managers, coordinators, and support staff who guided me through the paperwork process and countless questions. Your patience and professionalism make this experience so much smoother and less stressful. And might I just add that no miracle is complete without an angel. And I am so grateful to have such an angel, as she has a name, Lisa Fitz.
Yeah.
Here she is, she made it. Lisa, thank you for making it. She said she couldn't make it, and I said, I'm so disappointed. She is an angel. Thank you. Thank you, Lisa, for not giving me permission to quit. Thank you, Lisa, for holding my hand in the deepest and darkest of times and walking me through this battlefield and coming out on the other side needing just a couple of Band-Aids and a few hugs. Lastly, and most importantly, I want to thank my family and loved ones, members and clergy of my church, the St. John Coltrane Church. Without your advice, prayers, and presence, this moment would not feel as complete. To my sister Makita, thank you for taking my random calls every time. And to my son Louis, who is here, for your calming and philosophical nature that always reels me in. I love you, son.
All right.
And to my sweetheart Brad, who's not here today, but who, when I was nervous about today, told me, honey, just go up there and tell your story. I look forward to meeting all of my community members today. Let's do this, let's do this, let's do this. Thank you so much.
So I'd like to thank everyone for coming today. We are very proud of this project, the homes it has created for low and middle income families. It takes a village, and there are many people who contributed to making this project a reality. I'd like to mention a few, and I apologize if there's anyone I missed. I have a rather long list, but I'll go through it very quickly. First, I want to thank Charmaine and YCD, because their partnership really made it. Monica, Robert, DJ, Diwali, it was really great to work with you. The Office of Community Investment in Infrastructure, the commissioners, Commissioner Scott, Commissioner Miller. If there are any other commissioners here, you can raise your hand. Thor, our executive director, who isn't here today, but has been an amazing support for the project. Pam Sims, who was our project manager. We were talking today, I go back about 20 years with Pam, because I remember when her son was 3 or 4, and he's now 23, 24, so it's been a long time. And then Mark, Jim, Elizabeth, Gretchen, Alicia, Maria, Alok, Jose, Nikki, and Channing from OCII, who've all been amazing to work with. I want to thank our construction lender, Goldman, Scott, Ronnie, Andre, Anthony, Daniel. Scott and Ronnie are here today. Our buyer liaison, Lisa Fitz, who I'm so glad she could make it. I spend a couple of hours a day probably talking to Lisa Fitz on the phone, showing through every buyer in the detail to make sure things go smoothly. She knows everything about everyone, and it is really great because she really makes this happen. And then our team of Christine and Renee, who are not here but also support us. Our MOHCD team, Maria, Sissy, Kat, and their team of lending specialists. Our brokers, Wendy, Hugh, Matt, Elena, Paul. Synergy, who does all the, fixes all the problems, does all our punch list work. Nick and An, who, I don't know if they're here, but they are amazing. Our marketing team, Tom, Shireen, Frazier, Ross, their work in creating this beautiful print and video material to come up with is clever and has been amazing, and it's really just attracted so much interest. I think we had almost 3,000 people signed up on our website who were looking at our development, which is great. Our COP outreach team at Donaldson and Kathy Davis. Families that we're working with. And so our home SF team, Shannon and Alex, and all the affiliate organizations, SFHDC, Asian Inc., Meta, LGBT Community Center, and then Balance. And so they our title team, Carla and Katie, who are amazing at getting everyone signed and everything through. So they're, I hope they're here. Our move-in coordinator, Carol, who is, if any of you have moved in, she not only has moved, she fixes things. I mean, she's just absolutely incredible. Attorneys, Tara, Sam, Beth, Caroline, and Hunter. I don't know if any of you are here today. Our interiors team, Methune Interiors, Objects, and then Martine, who I know is here today, who was incredible. All those beautiful closets that you have, we thank Martine. And then finally, Linda Harrison, who planned this entire event for us. And really, has worked with Linda for many years. And she's been in New York the last 10 years, 7 years? 7.5. And I said, please come back, and she came back, and she did this beautiful event for us. So thank you, everyone, for coming today. There will be, I think, refreshments circulating and some wonderful music, and please enjoy yourself. Thank you.
I'll do the counting. 3, 2, 1. There you go.